Hey there, hi there, ho there. We're as happy as can be. Eddie, Bob, Julio, another session of Three Ball Walk.
What's happening?
Another week of baseball.
Yep.
And the Dodgers are the best team in baseball.
They still are. They're not playing like it right now, but they still are.
Best team, yes. Winning the most right now, no.
I mean, a week ago they had 91
They're
wins.
still, what, 20 games ahead?
They had 91 wins.
Yep.
And they were well on their way to 115, 120, and now they have 92 wins. They were 1-9 in their last 10 games.
Lost 5 straight. Yeah.
And what kind of bearing does that have in the postseason?
None.
I don't think so.
Postseason is a new season.
Yep.
Postseason, 3-game series. So,
Yep. Just get there.
well, I think sometimes it's guys start relaxing a little bit too soon, and you start saying, "Oh, we got this in the bag. Let's don't get hurt." And while you might not say that, your mind starts thinking it.
I mean, they're playing terrible. Guy throws a perfect game for 9 innings and
They
loses the
lose.
game. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's hard to back your pitching at that point.
Yep. Yeah.
So-
I agree with Eddie. I think that, get to the postseason and it'll all work out.
We'll see. It might not. I mean, there have been teams that were really hot, that got hot at the right time and weren't very good all year long and won it. And there have been teams that were really good most of the year, went in a slump toward the end, won it. So it's as good as your starting pitcher.
It's interesting because I think 2 weeks ago, we were sitting there talking about Houston kind of having their collapse and everything like that. And they're hotter than the Dickens now, and they're back proving the team that they were all along was the real team.
Yeah, and they got this. They added somebody, didn't they? Didn't they add a component? Didn't they add
little pitching.
right-hander?
Yeah.
Some guy named Duncan. Verlander.
So what do you think about this Dunker?
Look, to me, that's a great move by Houston. I don't care if they can't sign him next year, if they lose him. You got a shot to win the whole thing.
You got to go for it.
You go for it right now. You go get Verlander, and now you got a really good stud pitcher, and you added one more. You've already had good pitching all year long, and now you just got a guy that's traditionally been an ace.
And the Angels went and got some people. I mean, they got Justin Upton. And, I mean, there were some interesting deals at the kind of Verlander was the big one, but there were some interesting deals.
Yeah, and the Angels are making a run. I mean,
Yep.
they're now in it. We didn't think they were going to get in it. Now they're in it right now. As of today,
Yep.
the second wild card team, and that whole wild card race is kind of there. And believe it or not, I was watching baseball the other night, and they were showing the National League wild card race, and the Braves were still on the screen.
Wait.
Well, you want to know, and it's funny
I
because
was like, you
Yeah.
got to be kidding me! They're on the screen. I'm like, what are they doing on the screen?
Yeah.
We didn't think they were going to be
a
anything.
week ago the Marlins were in it,
Yeah, they faded a little bit.
and they faded. They're 2-8 in the last, and the Rays weren't in it, and now they're kind of back in a little bit.
2.5.
2.5 back.
I go back and I ask this every week, and you guys give me the same answer. 2 months ago, we said 3 teams out of the West. The Brewers are now 2.5. Colorado, I think Arizona's safely in.
Well, Arizona's on a 10-game win streak.
Yeah.
They were 12-game win streak, so yeah.
Yep.
That'll help you. But just think about it. If any one of those other teams go on a 12-game win streak, they're going to overtake Colorado.
Yep. But are they going to do it?
Is it going to be 3 teams out of the West still?
I still think so.
I think so.
I think Milwaukee doesn't have enough. I think they should have gone after
And the Cardinals?
Verlander. I don't think they have enough.
No.
Sorry. But who knows? They could.
And you still got the Yankees and Tampa Bay?
I'm telling you, Tampa Bay has surprised me. They've kind of bounced back a little bit, going 6-4 in the last 10. I don't know that they're going to be there at the end, but it's going to make it interesting.
I don't think Tampa Bay's in.
And
I haven't thought Tampa Bay had enough.
And you had the Yankees in Seattle.
I did, and Seattle's faded.
Seattle's not even...
They're going for it. But hey, yeah, it happens. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get
Look
it
at
wrong.
Baltimore.
Who would have thought Baltimore would make a run?
Who saw Baltimore? I didn't see that at all. They're only 1 game back right now in the wild card.
But again, what happens if Seattle goes on a
Right, you're back
a
in. I mean,
9-1 run over the next 10 games, and they're back in it. So they're not out of it yet, but I don't know that they're going to get there.
Okay, I got a question for you, and this is kind of interesting.
We got to get to the interesting unwritten rule of baseball too.
Which one?
Well, we'll get
Stealing
there.
signs?
Yeah, and not only that one, but there was another one of people getting mad about bunting.
In a perfect game.
No, not in a perfect game, because the pitcher's fat and out of shape.
And taking advantage of a fat and out of shape pitcher.
Yeah, exactly. Hell, hello. If you can't field your position, that ain't my fault.
No.
If you only got one arm, you try to bunt on him, and
Yeah,
and
you try to bunt to that
and
side.
He proved otherwise, didn't he?
Well, he did. He got
Threw a
him.
no hitter, and he got him. He could switch that glove from the hand to the no hand quicker than
He was good.
any other one hand.
Yeah, but you still, I mean, you know, it's like saying, oh, well, we're playing a team that has a bad catcher, so we're not going to run.
People tried to pick on, and we talk about Jim Abbott, but people tried to pick on Abbott.
Yeah.
He
Sure
didn't
they
let
did.
he didn't let him.
If you don't want them to do it, then lose some weight. Field your position.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
So
I
who's
don't know what
complaining
I'm
about? They're complaining because of that.
Oh, he was. He was furious. The
Oh, I
big
didn't- I
boy was
never saw-
furious
I never
at them,
saw that.
saying that they were bush league and that couldn't believe that he was going to bunt. You know, like swing the bat. Well, hey, people do bunt. It's part of the game. They hadn't made it illegal last time I checked. You could still bunt.
He really said that?
Yeah.
It's like, remember when Pete Rose, Gene Garber stopped his hitting streak?
Yeah, he was trying to get me out.
Yeah. It's like, what do you think about Pete? Oh, he should have challenged me to a fastball. No, Pete, the object is to get you out.
Well, that was another thing that happened this week where the guy was batting. I forget which guy it was now, and the pitcher threw him 4 straight breaking balls, 4 straight sliders, and he's mouthing off at the pitcher like, "Throw me a fastball," and he's like, "I'm like, shut up, rookie, and go sit down." I mean, you know.
So talking
Nobody
about
made it
pitches.
illegal to throw 4 pitches off.
So
speed.
your topic, and you wanted to talk about it, the Red Sox, and now they're counter.
counter accusing of. Look, I got this. Look, since baseball began, people have stolen signs. The Brooklyn
Absolutely.
Dodgers, I put this on our site, the Brooklyn Dodgers claim the Giants stole the pennant in 51. I have no problem if a player goes to second and he can decipher the signs and go back
And
to
you
the
put
bench
one
and say
hand
something.
down or whatever
I have
it
no
is.
problem with that. But if you've got a telescope or you're using your Apple Watch, that's
What's the difference?
both are bad.
I still want to know. I
What's
mean,
the
you heard,
difference?
what are the Red Sox guilty?
Apparently, they said they
Baseball
were.
said-
They said
yeah,
they
said they were.
They're guilty.
Apparently, they said that. Yeah.
So
we
they're
did.
stealing the signs, and they know what the catcher's calling with their Apple Watch.
So you know what you do?
And what? And the dude batting has an Apple Watch too.
No, they're yelling his name or whatever. You know how it is. You yell the last name or you yell 12.
They don't have like in center field right next to the hitter's eye. They don't have like Paul Revere there. 1 if by curveball, 2 if by fast.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't,
Maybe.
I don't know what they were doing with it. I
It's
don't know
got
what they were
little
doing.
lanterns out
But
there.
hey, here's the way you fix that. Okay, if you think that
You throw a pitch at his head.
they're tipping pitches, you go out there and you go, okay, when this guy gets on second, here's what we're doing. I'm going to put down a curveball, and you throw a fastball right under his chin.
Mhm.
Okay, that stops that crap because whoever's at bat's looking over there going, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
You about got me killed.
Yeah.
I don't see. So they came out and admitted they have an elaborate
Well,
system.
they did not deny it. Let's put it that way. They did not deny it because it's only illegal to have the smartwatch, the technology in the dugout. It's not illegal to steal the signs, according to baseball. According to baseball commissioner, it's not illegal to steal signs. It is illegal to utilize technology to gain an advantage.
Right.
Which, okay, so they can't scout anymore using video because that's using technology to gain an advantage.
Yeah.
Well, and the bottom line is, they're not going to do it. They're not going to make Boston vacate victories or something.
Are you sure you can't have somebody go into the locker room when you're playing at home, and all of a sudden I bring in a right-handed reliever, and the 2 batters go in the tunnel and look at the spray chart or look at his pitch chart and go inside and look and see his delivery point, get a couple of looks at him before
Sure.
That's
course.
using technology for an advantage to me. I think
Well-
if you feel like somebody's stealing your signs, do something about it. Change it up.
Mm-hmm.
And in college sports, there was the people in softball felt like signs were getting stolen by a certain team, by a guy who's no longer coaching, who retired recently. And so what they do, they started calling pitches by numbers. And so the coach would flash the numbers, and they have this big elaborate scheme, and it tells what pitch to throw and where to throw it.
Yeah. No. And a lot of that times change. I mean, performance enhancing. That's always performance enhancing drugs. I've never, if Greg Maddux has 20/20 vision and he has LASIK surgery so he can get 20/15, isn't that performance enhancing surgery?
Yeah. What if you have a sore arm and you get Tommy John? That's a performing enhancing surgery.
or have an intentional Tommy John when you don't.
Well, either
need it.
way. And if you need one.
Wait. I think we're going a little bit deeper than we need to in the wall.
Why?
Because I think
It makes you stronger than it was when you got
If you
there.
legitimately let's just start with a legitimate injury, and you have to get Tommy John surgery.
Sure,
and you're
but people are
stronger.
getting it out there just
Well, I
to increase their
understand.
velocity.
Kids are getting it. High school kids
Just
are getting
because you have a sore arm.
right.
I mean, Maddox had no problem with his vision.
No, he wore glasses.
No, he had the 20. He
had the
wound up-
LASIK, right.
He had the LASIK to improve his perfect eyesight.
I think that's a little bit different than performance-enhancing drugs, don't you?
No.
Why? If I'm a hitter and I get that advantage, isn't that gaining an advantage?
I think that when you start taking, I think if you can go get LASIK surgery to improve your, I mean,
So what if they had a
eye-
pill that would improve your eyesight?
a pill?
Yeah. What if they have
That's
one?
different. I
Why?
think that's different.
Why?
Because I
So a
think-
knife is okay,
But a
or a
pill is wrong.
laser
A
is
laser is
okay, but
okay.
a pill is.
right. I think
It's
I
medicine.
just-
It's medical
I-
enhancements of today.
If he needs that if he needs that, I think that's fine. But if you're just doing it, I
he
probably,
didn't need it.
I don't know that.
You're the
I'm
one
not
that
a
keeps saying
ophthalmologist.
Stanton is going to break the record.
He is.
Well,
He's
that
not taking stuff. He's not. Well, he hasn't been. But hopefully, he won't be found to take.
We're going to talk about Mike Giancarlo.
My rant of the week, though.
Cruz.
Cruz, right? I was watching the Gator game. Well, the Michigan played the Gators, and I fell asleep. And it was like an hour and a half into the game.
missed
I
the
fell
second
asleep.
half.
I missed the whole second half, which I didn't really miss.
You weren't
it.
the only one that fell
yeah,
asleep.
the
But it was
Gator
way over.
offense
It was
fell
over.
asleep.
Way over 3 hours for the game. And all these people complain, well, baseball takes too long. It's too long. Most baseball games are less than 3 hours. So I had to say something.
No.
Yeah, they are. Baseball games are less than 2 hours and 50-something minutes. I looked it up. The average baseball game is less than 3 hours. What's it people
What's that?
leave
On TV?
baseball alone?
What's
On
that got
TV?
to do
No,
with people having unnecessary medical procedures or taking
because it's unnecessary clock procedure that you're having. I just had to get that out. I don't have any problem with somebody getting surgery. I have a problem with someone taking steroids or some kind of medicine that they don't need. And Barry Bonds is the linchpin of all this. Your head doesn't get bigger as you get older. You don't pack on 35
Your head's
pounds.
bigger than it was when you were little.
No. My head is not. I have the same hat size I've had for 15 or 20 years. Trust me, no. I go by hat. I got the same hat size.
My
So
head,
getting a bigger head is
No.
performance enhancing.
my head's bigger, and I haven't
It
taken
makes your
steroids.
jaw, it makes your skull bigger. Look at Barry Bonds when he was. Look at
tell you
Barry
what.
Bonds.
I
never-
have a bigger head. I haven't taken a steroid in my
Are you
life.
hitting better?
No, and it wouldn't help
A
me.
bigger head doesn't help you hit better.
No, I'm not saying that, but that's
Steroids
evidence
don't make you
of-
be able to hit a curveball.
That's evidence of you taking that stuff, though.
It doesn't help you hit the
So?
curveball.
Right. Well, okay, but
If it did, everybody who played
Wearing
in that
those
era would be
funky
hitting.
little glasses that are real dark
Well,
are evidence of you having LASIK surgery when you didn't need it.
I didn't hear what he said.
I said, if steroids made you hit better,
Right.
then why didn't everybody in the era hit better? Why weren't there more home runs hit by every single player? Why wasn't the averages jumped up by 50 points?
Not everybody took it.
Most people were taking it. Most people were taking it.
Hey, you want to know?
Not
It's
everybody got
interesting.
caught, but I bet you.
Talk about everyone
80%.
taking it. When people were going over 50 home runs, everyone,
Yeah.
Like
everyone was
66,
going over
67.
50.
Not everyone.
No, but I'm just saying there were a lot of
There were
people
a lot of
going over
people.
50. People weren't like hitting 53, 54 home runs and no one else, everyone else is in the 30s or 20s.
Yeah.
Like right now. Okay, which leads us to my question, and we'll answer it. We'll discuss it right after. Giancarlo Stanton, 53 home runs,
Yep.
went over 50 last Friday, and became only the fifth guy in Major League history to go over 50 before anyone else in the league had hit, in the entire major leagues had hit 40.
Right.
Who are those other four guys? We'll talk about it after the break.